This is going to be the pick for LDLC, so we'll see what they've got prepared for us. It was an interesting one when the team favors picking a map like Inferno. We've seen so many great third map deciders on it. Also something that we see in our home region with Renegades really favoring it, but can come back to bite you sometimes. Going to pick straight in the middle of the map pool. You know what we're going to see from Eternal Fire as we kick off the first pistol here. LDLC, fair bit of utility, a lot of nades being invested in and dropped every which way. Only 3 sets of armor, but they're just kind of running a pseudo default, holding for pushes on both the extremities toward carpets and towards banana as well.
Yeah, same can kind of be said about everyone in the server right now. A little grenade stack, but nothing going to be found out of that.
Do see Xantares poking and prodding. He's looking for that first pick. LDLC quite disciplined, not going to give it to him. Just taking control of the extremities where they can. Re-aggression in towards banana off the back of that flash. Deep smoke to the hay cart here and flash over the top, sending the boys out of carpets. But they get dealt with quite quickly.
And the creep up toward the B site now. Xantares does get the reposition coming on through, but this is go time for LDLC. Great shot to come out from Calix. However, the bomb is here, trying to be positioned out by LDLC, but a lot of damage more forward for Eternal Fire, as they are looking to cleanly close this one out. The bomb has been dropped on the floor, and now it's on to Hadji for the 1 versus 4. He's been spotted out. Some good shots on toward Calix, but it's in his mind right now that he might be getting flanked. 30 seconds to still play with, and it's going to be difficult from here.
Yeah, he's just burnt the time off of the clock, looking for that flank. But, yeah, essentially an extra 15 seconds he's never going to get back, and finding 3 kills in this kind of scenario, bomb dropped in the open, probably not possible.
Yeah, well, he's going to attempt what he can until he gets spotted out from Xantares above. That'll bring all the attention there, and it will be Xantares indeed to close that one out. So the pistol goes to Eternal Fire.
Yeah, very tricky pistol from LDLC, anticipating that aggression. They were split up around the map. They're trying to force rotations by taking that banana control and then smoke to hay cart and flash over the top. Maybe try to catch someone on that A site in an awkward position. And if they find that frag, it's just going to cause havoc. With all of that map control, Eternal Fire might not have had so much information, but you can see Xantares continuing to fight with confidence for that top of banana information. And that makes all the difference. If you have a CT in top banana, you have a CC in with eyes on bracket, it can definitely inform your decision-making and your rotations on that CT side. The LDLC aren't going to let go of this. They are going for the force buy here, and it seems like they're gearing up for an A exec.
Yeah, the brackets control right now for them as well, and it looks like it's go time again. Straight out in toward the jungle, trying to force the CTs back, but it's just a bit of a cleanup very rapidly for Eternal Fire. Lambert's going to try and escape with the bomb here to meet up with Tanaka, who has already pushed all the way through to the site. He's snuck in the graveyard, but that's been spotted out. Well, he's good for 1 frag here, but Lambert now also revealed down through Diggity, and it's just a bit of a Hail Mary for him at this point to see if he can get anyone. And he actually manages to find Xantares.
Yeah, taking 2 guns off of them. It's better than nothing, but it already feels like Eternal Fire have got, you know, a little bit of a firepower advantage. They are securing a lot of these frags when LDLC are trying to come in on the entry very quickly. So gonna have maybe a bit more solid flash coverage from LDLC, or someone's gonna have to dig deep with some really insane entries, or they're gonna have a tough time here. I mean, regardless, they're just gonna go for an eco, gonna try and chip more economic damage off getting those last 2 kills. Aggression down middle straight away, trying to farm up with the MP9, but actually loses Emor his life.
Yeah, push down banana as well. A little bit of damage to come out. The grenade usage has been quite good for Eternal Fire here.
Yeah. Creeping on through, trying to bully and push LDLC all the way back into their spawn and find these picks with the MP9 to make a little bit more money. Insane that Xantares is pre-firing spawn in that scenario.
And now it's going to be the spot out for apartments, is where LDLC have managed to at least sneak by, but on these pistols, it's still going to be difficult.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what LDLC is going to be doing in this first gun round, to be honest. Even in that anti-eco, you see some aggression out of Eternal Fire. Maybe they might re-aggress with the MP9s or go for some banana control. You might anticipate some aggression with an SMG, perhaps. So really, it's the dynamic of whether LDLC want to run a bit more of a default and stick to their guns, or they do want to try to go for some kind of a set play. At least at the moment, they're just really not finding too many picks, not too much damage. Only an MP9 drop.
Yeah, a little bit of a problem for LDLC too there. Only the little pistols, the bomb dropped in spawn, almost an unrecoverable situation. So.
Yep. So it looks like a pretty good buy here for LDLC. You got a couple of players sitting well above 5k. Of course, just ecoing all the way to the 4th round after that 2nd round buy. So they have everything they could possibly want, including the AWP, and he's going to be rifles across the board for Eternal Fire. So we're going to get a proper gun round to start ourselves off.
And lots of grenades as well for Eternal Fire. We've seen them already place a couple of them down Banana, so definitely an avenue that they can hold.
This is interesting. Just a smoke to the car and a flash over the top, but Eternal Fire not playing over towards Banana at all, not really playing the B side. It's a full retake setup, and it seems like they're going to try and stack towards bracket side and take some fights over here. Bit of indecision about whether Xantares wants to stick around at B or not.
Yeah, they've not really seen too much util down Banana. Finally, a smoke and a molly does actually come down from Calyx, but the rotation's gone to A.
Yeah, I mean, that's that retake utility, trying to sow seeds of doubt in LDLC's mind, but they're not biting at all. They seem like they want to gear up for this B side here, and it's only Calyx here.
Yeah, Maka's going to start off by finding Calyx, and that is the open B site right now. You got that little lurk from Sixer, but rotations are really starting to come on through. Bomb plant's going to go down.
Plant in the back of the site. It's like Eternal Fire, just not even interested in going for the round. Bit of an anti-climax, if anything, but we'll see if Sixer can listen to some footsteps and try to inform his teammates of where the CTs are, try to hunt down a few more of these guns on the way out of this round.
Yeah, he can definitely find a lot of damage here, that is for certain. He's going to call a couple of his teammates to come on over as well, because any damage that LDLC can get out is great.
Taking their time. I'm interested to see if LDLC are going to force the issue. This early on in the game, it's in kind of both teams' interest to try to stabilize their money as much as possible. So really, neither team is that interested in fighting for the most part. And they're both playing quite disciplined here.
And the bomb goes, but now is where we'll see any challenges. And it doesn't look like, again, that anyone's going to go for it.
It's just classic Inferno, isn't it? One pick, just that B kill, that's it. The AWPer picks the B player and no one else dies the rest of the round. It's just like, yep, cool. You can have that one. That's good. That was a nice shot, Maka. I'll give you that. All good. Go look for the next one. Eternal Fire, building up a little bit of cash, saving those 4 guns over. Same can be said for LDLC. So we go again in a similar scenario, only difference being that Eternal Fire now has access to that AWP, and they're starting off with 3 towards the B side this time.
Yeah, that AWP for Maka. Going to see if you can find an opener again, but a bit of deep utility for Eternal Fire. Worried about what happened in the last round. A couple more CTs to be. Yeah,
LDLC just, they forfeit that banana control. They're instead going to work at the other side of the map. As soon as I say that, though, they've just flashed their way straight through. They put out that Olaf Molotov, and they try to post Maka up on the line while they have this carpets control. Lambert, no flashes to send the boys out of carps with a chimney flash or anything like that. So I'm really interested to see what LDLC's going for here. Are they going to explode out of carpets?
Certainly does look that way at the moment. X-Cloud only with that Famis. Not sure how potent that is going to be from the pit, but here we do start to go. The creep up from LDLC, and they're calling it straight in. X-Cloud good for the first one, and now is where the teammates are going to start to assist as well. The call for Imor to get in toward it. Knows that Kios has dropped in toward the pit, but it's X-Cloud again to find another one. Still lurking around at this smoke, starting to peek on out. However, it's going to be Kios taken down. Runs out of ammo for the next one. It's 2 versus 2. Plant going down.
Yeah, and you got Maka in the small pit as well with that AWP. No util here for the CTs, who are still paranoid about someone lurking up near that bracket side. Eternal Fire. See where they retake from. Does seem like a double moto, and Calyx has just picked up a flashbang.
Yeah, that flashbang is going to be needing to come to good use. Maka tucked under the balcony and Haji on the site as well. There goes that flashbang. But it's the clearance to come out from Xantares. Good usage of the HE grenade. Only does a chipper over towards Xantares, but the shot missed from Maka. They know where Calyx is, and now he can just try and do his darndest to try and find some damage for the remainder of the round, and he can't quite find anything, unfortunately.
Yeah, good stuff from the boys over there on LDLC. I was a little bit worried. I was looking at Lambert meandering around second mid and him getting that smoke ready, and I was like, he's got no flashes. You can't chimney flash out of carpets. You might just get absolutely brutalized trying to go in on that entry, but you know, it got a bit scrappy. There was a couple of extended duels there. And at the end of the day, LDLC do get just enough trades out to be able to make that work in the 2-on-2.
Yeah, well, the money right now for Eternal Fire, a couple of players up toward the higher mark of 6K, 5K, but a couple down low at 3 as well. So it's going to be interesting, probably the half buy, but no, they're going full in.
Yeah, I think they had enough for a buy. I mean, we're seeing an MP9 or something like that, or some players lacking some weaponry, down to 2 SMGs, which on Inferno, it's not the biggest deal. Depends on where you're taking those weaponaries. LDLC quite happy. Look at their money, though. On that T side after the start that they had, they're exactly where they want to be. See, once again, I'm hearing some types in the chat. I'm seeing someone not moving at all. I think we got a dead round here.
Yeah, it does certainly look like that, and the cinematic of the well will definitely give that away.
Yep.
But for the most part, I mean, gonna look like a pretty strong round for LDLC in terms of what they've been equipped with. As you say, the submachine guns definitely put to good use. Can do some great damage.
Yeah. I mean, you get that delaying utility down. You get the smokes out. Where was Calix? So Calix was over towards B. You had X-Floud. He's been over in that pit carpets area. So, you know, that can kind of be an issue if you do get a late round situation where there's a jungle wrap or something like that. You really don't want an MP9 to deal with something like that. There's some niche scenarios where it can be a little bit difficult if you're going for that retake B. Obviously, an SMG can be a bit of a liability. But there are a lot of situations where it can be quite strong, aggressing carps and holding down from Balk and whatnot. So we'll see how it does go. I do remember X-Flat as well, loving that MP5 in the B apps on Mirage. So it kind of feels like this guy doesn't mind an SMG.
Yeah, well, I mean, some aggression as well. You push down apartments, you can get a lot of information here, even down Banana. We haven't seen too much CT side aggression just yet. It's more the formality util a little bit later on in the round. You know, you smoke down the deeper Banana, the Molotov to couple with that as well.
So, yeah, we get the answer about the money. So I think it's X-Floud who's dropping over that AWP to Woxic in return for an MP9. And you can't blame him. Woxic, it's been in phenomenal form. One of the top-rated players in the tournament. In fact, it's kind of absurd. You know, usually when you see a team dominate a tournament, this will be the case that you see 2-3 players in the top 8 stats for the tournament. But I want to remind everybody, Eternal Fire are in the lower bracket in this tournament, and they have 3 of the top-rated players in the tournament. It's just so much firepower on this squad.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, the consistency that they're able to come through and really just steer things in toward their direction. I guess with the games being quite close in a couple of those maps as well, it does bleed out a little bit in terms of those rounds, but that just means they're required to do more.
Yeah, got to be more consistent over a bigger sample size for sure. Getting some of those more long, drawn-out maps. So far, at least, it looks like LDLC are here to play. It's good to see. Very promising indeed. It's just been a great tournament for them, you know. I've been watching their progression in Premier for a couple of seasons now, and they've always kind of been that team for me where they're all right. You know, they don't blow me out of the water. It's nothing outstanding, but this tournament, I think they've been a bit better than average, you know. And I hope to see that continue. It's an interesting storyline down in the lower bracket. We always talk about our regional audiences and you know, people from certain countries that always love backing their boys. We always love our Aussie teams. RIP. Yep. By the way, they both kind of got smacked yesterday, you have to say. But yeah, we've got the Turkish national champions here. We've got the French representatives as well. So you know, a lot on the line for those two audiences who, you know, in top tier Counter-Strike, at least for Turkey, not a lot to cheer for. And last few seasons of Premier as well, we've had some very, very near firsts, like Saw, for example. Almost being one of the first teams from their nation to go and represent themselves in a pro league. So that's what I love about ESEA Premier, and obviously this new conference stage is an absolute banger, bringing all those regions together and giving people an opportunity to represent their country and their region.
Yeah, and of course the team like Eternal Fire right now are trying to make this lower bracket run, likewise of LDLC, but it is the Turkish squad that a lot of our eyes are posed toward at the moment. Just the consistency, as you mentioned, the players in the top-rated stats for this tournament so far. It really does give a good think into how they're going to tackle out the remainder of this lower bracket. You look toward the teams that we're going to be seeing them face off against. We'll know that a little bit later. The consistency that we've seen from Mad Lions, from Extra Salt, it'll be really cool to see them. You know, they're one of the teams that I personally want to see go through as well, just the NA to get into the EPL group stage, but a little bit It's looking like this pause is maybe gonna be a little long one.
I mean, yeah, we're talking about regional representation. It is an absolute classic. Turkish players playing online and having internet issues. Looks like it happens quite regularly, and it is a bit of a problem, which is kind of crazy for how sharp some of these guys to think that they might not be playing with the best connection possible all of the time, but they still have that fragging output. It just goes to speak to how much talent there is in the scene, at least in terms of individuals.
We didn't really put our predictions in toward this one for the series total. I think we're both leaning over towards Eternal Fire, but for yourself, was that in a 2-1 capacity or a 2-0 capacity? You thinking we're going to see Dust 2?
I don't know, man. These teams keep surprising me. Like, I didn't think that Sprout was going to be so competitive against Anonymo, based off of like the last few seasons of Premier that I've watched and things like that. But it seems like, you know, you can never count out a lot of these teams. And LDLC already these first couple of rounds are doing a good job of just trading out and playing the fundamentals. And I think, you know, the trickle down effect that you get from players like Lambert and Six Up is fantastic, and you see that in the structure of LDLC. So they're always good to stay competitive and keep themselves in a game, even if they can't keep up with the fragging output of the Turkish lads.
Yeah, none of these teams so far through the EPL Season 15 conference stage either have come up against, you know, Godsent and Mavista Riders, who the winner of this series is going to be going up against a little bit later on. That'll be tomorrow. So, you know, the form that those two teams have been on as well does make me wonder, you know, the close series that we saw between Eternal Fire and Endpoint. Godsent were able to best Endpoint as well in a 2-1 series. So you keep moving that on forward, you start to draw a little bit of a narrative of what could happen. But I do really think that this one is going to be, you know, the test for LDLC more so than Eternal Fire.
Sure. Well, there you go. And I think, look, for anyone that watched that series, it was a surprise that they lost that series. I think, you know, we interviewed Eternal Fire and we were asking them about that game against Endpoint, and I think they knew that they were quite far ahead and they probably should have closed it. But, you know, sometimes you have games like that, and Eternal Fire is similar almost to Extra Salt in a way, are a team that it's felt like they've gotten better every series and they've gone from strength to strength so far in this tournament.
And for this map right now, not too many conclusions we can draw. Of course, still early stages. We can kind of lean upon some CT side economy woes. Hopefully Eternal Fire are going to be able to wrangle that nice and early, but there's definitely the opportunity. LDLC at least getting a couple of rounds nice and early on in this one. We know that with the way that this one's structured, they should have a pretty comfortable buy with all the AKs, the AWP that's going to be there in the next round. And it does kind of remind me of the fact, you know, we haven't seen any of that aggression to come through from Eternal Fire just yet. There was really one thing that I was enjoying from them. You know, they do like to bleed out a lot of those T-sided rounds, but now that they're on CT side, you get a little bit of haste in the mix. It could potentially catch LDLC off guard. And then you're looking toward them, you know, how are they going to mitigate all of that coming forward? You got to see your Kios step up, for example.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with what Jim was saying on the desk a little bit, is that it feels like for this LDLC team to function at its highest capacity, I think Kios needs to be doing quite well for himself. Does seem to be a bit of a barometer for how LDLC are performing. Haji's doing quite well for himself. He's kind of like quietly plugging away, and I would say he definitely has his moments as well as being a bit more on the aggressive end of the spectrum in terms of a rifler and creating space and getting those nice multi-frags in. So, yeah, you see him there, looking quite handsome, looking quite dapper today.
Well, at least he can get a mustache. I'll throw myself under the bus in this one.
Yeah, ready for Movember.
Well, does look like we are only a few short moments away from getting back into it, so won't have to hear us wrangle on about it too much at the present time. Yeah, there you go, another mustache bringing on through.
Beautiful. Dude, French people just aesthetically can't mess with that. Can't mess with it. They're all so clean cut. They all got fresh haircuts. 10 out of 10, really.
I was pondering on that for a second. I think I do tend to agree with you on that front. I was also thinking, you know, some things we heard you mention previously about the Polish heritage of yourself.
Oh, that is not what we say on stream. We don't bring that up on the stream, Dion. Come on, man. Yeah, that is like peak throwing me under the bus right now.
Well.
Alrighty. Well, we do have some issues from some of the players. Although we are being very patient, we will have to wait a little bit longer to get into the action on Inferno. So we're going to go to a quick break, and afterwards we'll come back and we'll get back into this half.
broken bones and a bloodstained flame. Open road and nomadic plains. I'm coming to get ya. I'm coming to get ya. I'ma bring it in the firefight. I'm coming to get ya. I'm coming to get ya. I'm the reaper in the dead of night. Lightning strikes in a quiet town. Bodies fall upon sacred ground. Burn the flag and a king is crowned. Coming to get ya. I'm coming, I'm coming. I'm coming to get ya. I'm coming to get ya. I'ma bring it in the firefight. I'm coming to get ya. I'm coming to get ya. I'm the reaper in the dead of night. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming to get ya. I'm coming to get ya. Bring the firefight, baby. I'm coming to get ya. I'm coming to get ya. I'll find you in the dead of night.
The dust breaks, showing you the path you're on. Full of snakes from the past that you're running from. You're running from. Moving shadows that follow the moonlit road to the horizon's edge that you're running from. You're running from. Yeah. The ground shakes to the sound of the beating drum. It's high stakes, don't get caught in the hailstorm. We're coming for you. The storm breaks, but we keep it moving on. So ride the wave with the kings of a new dawn. We're coming for you.
Well, it's a bit of internet troubles that do plague us here, but it does look like that has been sorted and we are ready to get back in towards the game. Eternal Fire currently leading by 1 against LDLC in this elimination match.
Yeah, one difference from the buy in the last round. We've got X-Cloud on a Deagle instead of an SMG. So we get some changes when people have a little bit more time to think about their buys and what they want to be doing. Bit of banana control in here for Eternal Fire. Are playing towards that sandbags area, trying to take some control over there. Molly to the end of apps. Does burn Sixer a little, and that will have been heard. LDLC just taking their time moving through the map. That's a beautiful opener for Keels, and those are exactly the kind of frags that he needs to be putting up in this series.
And now it's only Calix at that B site as well, so he's going to call for some assistance from Imor, but the util's gone out for LDLC.
Pushing Woxic back, further establishing more control and limiting the info from the CTs. LDLC are playing this beautifully. Retake utility spotted there by Keoz over in Banana, relayed the info to his team. We'll see where LDLC does end up going here. Does seem like they want to leave Lambert over towards jungle side.
And it's cheeky play from the Banana creep up right now from the two players over here, but it's Calix stuck in the sandbag. He has to take the fight. He gets a little bit of extra damage on toward Hadji, but it is this flank coming through from Lambert, and he's just going to tuck in the corner. They're not expecting Imor to still be here, as it's only damage for him after one. Actually, he manages to get the two there. You blink and you miss it.
Yep.
It is the two players alive from both sides, though.
Yeah, no kits here for xFloud or Woxic. Hopefully xFloud is able to find himself a rifle in Banana. There is one up the top there, you can see on the free cam. So he's going to get himself an AK, but this is a great crossfire between both of the members on LDLC. They've got con control, they've got the AWP in the back of the site, and there is no utility here for Eternal Fire, but at least they've found a kit. Yeah,
it is just going to be the big old fight around the site, and Sixer is on the correct line as well. xFloud going to walk straight in toward that one, but the shot does miss out, unfortunately. Sixer aggressive back on toward the line, and he manages to dispatch of Woxic now. It is just onto xFloud. The kit is here, but the time is certainly ticked away way too far. He will overlook Lambert's location and get taken down.
Good round. Is going to reset the money and get LDLC off to a fantastic start here on Inferno. I mean, the key frag, I feel, was definitely Keoz in Banana. Just that counter strafe and deleting that player on the half wall just sent that round into a bit of a spiral for Eternal Fire. And like I said, I feel like those kind of entries from Keoz when he's working parts of the map are absolutely critical, because they just have such massive impact. They're good for a round sometimes.
Now, both Keoz and Sixer managing to get a little bit of kills in that round. Just the pistols for Eternal Fire. Lambert does have this at Mach 10. Currently leading the charge to Banana, but he's by himself.
Standard kind of looking anti-eco, isn't it? That's a nice pick from Xantares. That might change things a little bit. There's a lot of upgraded pistols here for the Turkish squad.
And xFloud really close to Sixer. Then the Tussle will manage to lose his life, unfortunately. Hadji to find Woxic as well. The rotation starts to come from Eternal Fire.
Yeah, Keoz still guarding that gun in top Nana. LDLC still in a solid position. Keoz taking a bit of chip damage. Imor might have found a lovely timing here to actually creep up under porch. Let's see if he's going to have some impact.
And Xantara's moving over here as well, but he might walk straight in toward Macca's line. It's going to be the flashbang out to assist as Imor. Oh, he sees all the bodies. He manages to find Hadji immediately. Shut down, and now the call to arms is on towards Xantara as he hears them creeping up Diggity at the moment. He might be well placed to find Sixer, but an immediate dink to come on out as well. And now they're just going to overwhelm him. Macca jumping with the Glock. And now it is just Calix. He's currently Molotov'd off as the plant does go down. Sixer Keoz are relatively low, but from here, it's just Calix to see if he can find some exit damage, it does feel like.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably just going to get aim punched out of this round. The refresh on the Moto smoke makes him doubt his chances of making it through there anytime soon. And looking like a pretty solid off angle there from Keoz, isn't it?
And he just gets smoked off again, so he'll get out some shots of the Deeg, but Keoz will manage to shut it down, and LDLC will take the lead here.
Yep, up 4-3. Good money on the T side. Feeling like a strong game of Inferno from them, and I feel like it needs to be. If anyone wants to take a little bit of a look on LDLC's recent record on Vertigo the last few games, not looking too fantastic for them, and Eternal Fire have been pretty solid on that map this tournament, it feels like. Pretty solid on a lot of maps. Reinvestment through, there's no AWP for Woxic this time, but there's pretty good utility across the board, and it seems like with the three players going towards Banana, Eternal Fire want to take control over there. Meanwhile, though, LDLC making a lot of moves towards bracket, very quick utility and pace progressing up there.
And with no kits as well for Eternal Fire, does come down to a bit of the containment to try and keep LDLC from getting into the sites in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, used to call this like working things back to front, is where you go take that bracket control first and then you go right back towards Banana with those retake flashes and try to push the CTs back and take their info away after the utility has been utilized. But LDLC going to pick up the pace towards jungle side, it seems like, all grouped up right in that position.
And they're going to look to overwhelm Woxic by himself, but he finds one out of ammunition. Can't call for his teammates for assistance at the moment, and he is just trying to get out of dodge. Maka now approaching on the line as well, and this is just everybody for LDLC around the side. A brilliant shot whilst blind, but it is xCloud. Catch Kobe on toward Kios.
Things are definitely getting awkward here, but Maka is definitely the one to be making the difference, hitting every AWP shot up in jungle side.
Yeah, now they're going to wrap back toward the side. It's great execution on towards Imor. xCloud, he's good for one, but again, it's the trades to come through from LDLC. They're really stepping in toward their own boots, and for Calix, it's a 1 versus 2 where if he can find an isolated duel onto Maka, might be able to work it on towards Sixer again, but they're both just going to tuck up in toward the graveyard. It does make it a little bit difficult for him. No kit, no util, it is dry. And the corner's starting to creep up. Well, Maka does miss the shot and make himself known, but I guess Calix won't be expecting Sixer to be up on the graveyard, and the time's just ticking away way too far. He's got to call the save again.
Yeah, most likely. I love it when someone's shooting and the chicken just starts sprinting, just legging it away. Like, oh god, that always distracts me as well. You know, a lot of these rounds on Inferno where things are super high intensity, super high pressure. Like I said, this map is often associated with kind of banger third map deciders. And, you know, then you see the chicken acting like a little derp, like doing a moonwalk or something. One player lost there, but AWP still retained. Sixer's going to pick that one up and hand it back over to Maka, who hit some great shots in that last round. Very high pressure situation often when you're that AWP player in jungle. You got to be so careful, man. Sometimes like those flashes from pit side or the dig player for that jungle player can absolutely destroy you. If you're caught in the wrong position with an AWP, you look like a bit of a doofus.
I did catch that Lambert has gone in for the map 10 right now as well, so very aware that pistols will be around for Eternal Fire here. So the AK-47 covered over from Calix. Might be called to arms for more than you'd think.
Yeah. What is Eternal Fire going to do in this position? Seems like a half buy around the AK. You know, these pistol buys with the smokes so solid on Inferno for the longest time now. But you're right, Mac 10 going to be picked up. I mean, we even saw a Mac 10 purchased up in OT by Sprout on Vertigo that last game just to pick up the pace a little bit.
It got shut down immediately though.
Yep, Lambert's going to be that player over towards Banana side. Instant Molotov to be able to push those players back. Double nade into main, avoided nicely by Xantares. And he's still going to keep contesting here.
He sees all that util, and it's very interesting that he keeps going for the contest, but will be pressured back enough. It is the weaker side of B for Eternal Fire.
Yeah, and this is smoke onto the choke point after banana control's been established. Xantares might just walk straight through off the back of the flash, just spamming away. Only goes 1 for 1, and that's the Mac 10 dropped over, so nothing really lost too much there for LDLC. Going to apply some utility pressure over towards this beat site, but they're still not really pulling any rotations. They're quite happy to leave Calix here, which means that it's still a 3-man setup on this A side of the map.
Yeah, but it is all the pistols around the A site, unfortunately. Calix with that rifle over at the other side of the map. Woxic now getting tagged down a little bit.
Yeah, here's the A execute. Molotov onto jungle side and a smoke onto Moto as LDLC start to creep up in carpets and get a wriggle on.
Yeah, it could be good for xCloud here with this P250 to pick up a couple of kills. Imor as well going to be there, but it's an aggression from xCloud that'll be the demise of him. Now Imor out with a good shot, maybe a second, it's not going to happen. Now this is where things get weird. It's actually a 1 versus 2. Maka dispatches of Woxic, and now for Calix, he is the one with the rifle. The swing comes out, but it doesn't matter, as Maka will close that one down narrowly just.
Definitely a clincher. Very, very close round, but Maka just coming in with so many impact frags. Every time things are getting a little bit hairy for LDLC, he's kind of digging them out of a bad situation. And that is Eternal Fire in a nutshell. 1 saved gun and a bunch of upgraded pistols, and you can definitely drop the round from that position.
4K to come through from Maka in the end as well. AWP with 3 certainly goes to show the potency. And he's got it again. Woxic on the line.
It's just really impressive, though, isn't it? I mean, a lot of teams say, don't even worry about the T side. Oh, Chaos! Just the double entry straight up Banana against Eternal Fire of all teams. That is absurd.
And that's straight in toward the B side. That's straight in toward a plan and probably straight in toward a save for Eternal Fire here. They have just been absolutely diddled out of a round. You'd think that maybe they could have a little bit of defense as it be. This is what we wanted to see from Kios, though.
Done it to him. He's not stopping. Where they buy guns, he's going into the library. Going to give us a bit of a lesson about how to absolutely dismantle a round right now.
And you can certainly find some more damage. Eternal Fire, they need to hold on to all of these weapons moving into the next round. And if you are LDLC, you got some cash to splash. So, I mean, the hunt is on. It might not be a bad idea. It's just Kios going for it, though.
Yeah, I mean, they got good money. If they could take more guns off of Eternal Fire when they're at this kind of loss bonus, they're going to make it more difficult for them to invest in a buy in the next round. Six are going aggressive as well, straight through the Molotov, and that is kind of the difference maker a lot of the time. You bring them down to 2 guns, and they can no longer drop 2 over. It's still going to be a buy, though. 4.6 for Calyx. Emor's got enough, but he's going to lack a bit of utility, so I guess that's kind of the difference maker. Although Woxic could have dropped him as well. But Emor, like, the thing is, he never had an opportunity to. It's not like Woxic didn't try, like, wouldn't have tried to drop him. Like, Emor, literally 1 second into freeze time, immediately bought A1S armor.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. I mean, maybe you can swing it on the way that if they do lose this one, you could hero out with Woxic's AWP.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of getting out-orked by Maka, which is absurd considering the stats in this tournament. And Kios is just playing with so much confidence. Man's got full banana control 10 seconds into the round by himself. That's lovely.
He's putting a lot of util down as well. You're going to have Lambert come over here, but he's just wanting to take these fights. See Santari to please him out. At least there's a trade this time.
Yeah, but that's massive. That's enough space for LDLC to start storming into this site. Lambert just sends it into CT spawn at Imma. This is absolute chaos right now.
Yeah, take it down to 5 HP. It's Calyx to fall on back, and now you're going to have that wraparound available for Hadji as he is just going around the world. He could technically look to lock down the CT assistance that Eternal Fire will be getting out in just a moment, but Calyx a little bit extended out on the dark line. Maka reading into it, and they're just making it look really easy, making mincemeat of Eternal Fire.
Some of these angles are just so scuffed in this game. Doesn't even look like you can be seen from an AWP, and you just get owned. Maka now in pole position, really, over towards Ruin's side. He's like, give me some more angles. I want to take some more fights here.
Yeah, well, if Woxic does manage to save this AWP and the M4 into the next round as well.
He's on fire.
We're just taking it away. This is Maka's show right now for LDLCs. 11-4. I mean, albeit there has been, what, 11 rounds now, but still.
Like, but it's just the way that he's doing it. It's just such an entertaining style. This is the kind of stuff that you'd see out of someone like Zywoo, for example. Like, just the hyper-aggression with the AWP, being able to shotgun AWP in awkward angles and just having the confidence to post up and push. You know, a lot of the time, T-side AWP Inferno, in my mind, is associated with, I'm going to go up bracket, I'm going to post on this angle, I'm going to go to banana, I'm going to post for the re-aggression, or I'm going to get into boiler and hold dig side in case they re-aggress. Maka is literally just taking matters into his own hands and pushing all over the map. He's everywhere.
He's nearly capping out at 16k right now as well, so you know, he drops teammates if they feel like they need to. They'll have buys for the rest of the half at this rate.
Yeah, for sure. That's really promising considering they're already up 8-3. Not what I expected LDLC to come out of the gates with. Woxic again has just had another tough start to the round. It just doesn't feel like he can get into this game right now.
This is just some really thought out process from LDLC as well, taking the aggression. They want to get things done nice and early.
Yeah, for sure. Probing at banana. Fixes that lurk contingency over towards carpet in case they want to wrap back through carpet and take that bracket control. And LDLC have been really good at ping-ponging between taking different parts of the map. Retake utility in towards banana, but LDLC don't respect it. They molly main and they push through that half-wall smoke.
You got the 3 players over at this B site from Eternal Fire, but none of them game enough to take a challenge at the moment. It's going to be Kios again just to see what he can do. And he's there for an opener. I want to see how many him and Maka have been able to find in this game.
Yeah, opening kills all going the way of LDLC. And you talk about the push and pull, the pressure that Kios creates and the ability for the other LDLC players to try to pick the rotations. And again, that's been the case. 2-man setup on this A bomb site and LDLC starting to edge towards it.
They're going to grab a little bit of brackets control right now. So an avenue if they want to go that route, but the flash on through. Only good for 1 from Emor. 30 seconds to go in the round. LDLC, they've got containment around this site.
Yeah, they're just pinned in, aren't they? Eternal Fire just sitting in the back of the site. One player on cold box, but Calix, that's a pretty big frag to get.
Yeah, brings it into a betterment for Eternal Fire. xCloud not going to be cleared up as well, but he does get left through the wall. Calix finds back, and now Sixer can see what he can do. They're both relatively low, but with only 10 seconds to play with, it's going to be really difficult for him. Trying to sniff out xCloud, the body will give it away, but Voxic goes for the challenge. At least he hits the shot, but...
Yeah, on 30 HP, that was a little worrisome. At the same time, though, it does make sense. If they're unaware that the bomb's dropped in dig, you want to actually stop that player from crossing back to default and securing that plant. So I think that's what kind of incentivized the peak from Voxic. Doesn't want to get it into a more drawn-out situation because he's on that AWP. If the plant comes default and Six is able to play around the sight box and whatnot, then you are going to see, you know, some difficulties potentially for him to close out that round.
I've just noticed him more straight away going in toward the purchase, so it does cement in that the whole team is going to do that. This time, I think Voxic dropped a teammate as well here. He had 3,800 to play with.
Yeah. They're going to buy up again. I mean, such is the case of being quite high on the loss bonus. Good round secured by Eternal Fire, but not in maybe the fashion that they would have liked. As you're on the comeback train on the CT side, you're reducing your loss bonus, and if you have no money in the bank account to back that up, the second that LDLC comes in with another one of these rounds, you're going to be in a world of hurt.
Yeah, it's a 4-1 split for Eternal Fire, just leaving Voxic here at the B site with the AWP, so you kind of expect a full bracket control play for Eternal Fire.
This kind of looks like a bit of a set play from LDLC here. They're just throwing some utility pressure towards Banana, and it really looks like they want to set up for some A aggression. Two-man set up on towards Big Side. It's a full crossfire, and all of the trades are going back and forth between both teams, but that is very well read by Eternal Fire there.
Yeah, xCloud at least able to find the 3K, which really does favour Eternal Fire. Just onto Lambert, he's game enough to maybe go through the smoke. He's got a little bit of this util to be able to work with, and maybe some 1v1 duels. You can see that it is Calix over the ward bracket, Archers rather, but the Molotov will force Lambert for now.
Definitely impressed by Lambert's ability to read some of the rotations in some of the previous games. LDLC on Nuke have been pretty fantastic lately, and Lambert's been a pleasure to watch on a lot of those games. However, not going to be good enough to pick up that 1-on-3. Loses the duel to Calix. Good read from Eternal Fire. Got to give credit where credit's due. LDLC, they wanted to go for that set play towards A, and it seemed like Eternal Fire were kind of cottoning on to that. It's also worth mentioning that in that setup, with the way that Kioz has been probing up Banana, Voxic was the one posted up towards the B side, so if Kioz does aggress over there, he's probably going to get domed.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's 5-8 right now. LDLC still in the lead, so any more rounds Eternal Fire can get, make it a little bit more mitigated on the change over. Tanaka to open up again with the util. A bit more damage out. Kioz for the trade. Forces Calix back.
It's confidence from LDLC. That's what you love to see. They're just sending it in. They do not care. Lambert's going forth. Going to try to find that peek in towards Con as well.
And it's great Molotov. It's going to force Calix back by time to bring that bomb on over. Now you're going to see the rotations come out for Eternal Fire. Oh. Well, at least he manages to win that, but in the flames, he falls.
Yeah, they're all one-dimensional rotations, though. You had Haji hanging around over towards the A side of the map, trying to punish anybody pushing down middle or something. Voxic's still over towards A. It's just xCloud here as the bombs finally starts to get planted.
Yeah, I feel like they're just putting more prize on this AWP in toward the next round. Voxic not 100% sold, but he starts to make the rotation over, and Haji has seen it, but he doesn't want to tempt fate either.
He's trying to keep Voxic in check. LDLC just waiting for one of these players to over-aggress and tried to catch Voxic there. xCloud tucked into the back of the site, and it does seem like LDLC going to try to end things on B. It's got to be xCloud to go huge.
No one's cleared him yet either. They haven't forced it all the way in toward the site, so if he can just tuck here, he might be able to upset this round. Sixer takes the challenge with the bomb out. You've got Kioz that is quite low. xCloud finds the first frag, and now it's into the 1 versus 1. But look at Voxic. He's still on the other side of the map.
Yeah, Haji can choose any post-plant position he really wants. He's got a couple of flashes to work with as well. Gonna go in towards Dark. Voxic coming up Banana, anticipating a peek towards Carb. Will waste a little bit more time.
there's a little util potentially around Banana with all the fallen bodies there, but with an AWP, he'd be scoped in at the moment to clear over all the corners. Maybe he wants to switch over to a rifle, but the time is ticking away. The kit is at least there, but it's planted at the back of the site. This almost just favors Hadji so much, and he even just wins out the line. There's the 9th.
Yep, and that's Eternal Fire's money broken right on the last round. Worst case scenario for them, they started to reduce their loss bonus, picking up a couple of rounds, but every round came straight down to the wire, only a couple of players surviving. And this is the side effect of that. Do get a couple of A1Ss together as well as some Famouses. It's not the worst buy I've ever seen in the world. But, yeah, we got a couple of Galils as well for LDLC taking their losses also, but still a much better buy for the T side. 4-man stack towards A. Actually, aggression down mid right off the bat. Hadji's struggling to deal with it, but he's backed up by some of his teammates.
It just looks awkward for them, but Hadji at least manages to solidify in 2. 6 are found, but not executed, and now this round is completely turned upside down. No one at the A site. That's where LDLC are, and Calix, don't see this one working.
Yeah, probably not. Mac has just posted on the line, still takes the duel with him, and he's going to follow it up with a nade, but with the bomb going down, it's very unlikely that Calix can try to put the pieces together.
Yeah, he can't stay on this line too much if he wants to have the attempt at going
No
for
kit.
the bomb plant, defuse rather. He had to get a wriggle on, but yeah, it's just not going to happen. Maybe some padding of the stats here. Otherwise, that's all she wrote. He's challenging in, and at least good for 1. Maybe the second on the Maka, but the Tech-9 will finish it up. It's 10-5 here on Inferno for the first map of this elimination game. LDLC are winning. Let's see if they can close it out when we return after the break.
Do you think you know everything about CSGO? Then stay alert and look out for the DHL drop quiz on the ESL CSGO Twitch channel.
Well, a very nice T-sided half for LDLC does see them in the lead with 5 rounds to spare against Eternal Fire, but it is the ladder mentioned squad that now shifts over to, on stats, their more better side when it does come to this map in Inferno. So, let's see how they fare.
Eternal Fire get just that one set of utility with the P250 aggression down middle. Just more and more confidence from LDLC, just taking the fight to Eternal Fire, but this time Immore's ready for it.
And the return out from Maka. He will be at least starting with the opening frag for the CT side, but already losing a couple of players. Now pushing down Banana. Getting a little bit aggressive. They might overlook this position. It does actually manage to clear it at the end, but Immore, he's jumping out for the frags and he'll find it.
Yep, Lambert's got a flash here, but that's about it. Going to be very difficult to stop Eternal Fire getting back into this site, but that might create an opportunity for them to find a pick back. No kit here either. The Lambert really needs to have some impact sooner rather than later before the T's get comfy in the site.
Oh, I think he might have spotted Immore jumping up as well, but with bomb plant going down, really what can he do? Immore swung for the 4th frag in the round, and now for Sixer. He might even just favor the Kevlar going into the next round, to be honest with you. He is going to hightail it out there. And Immore, is he hunting for the ace? A little bit.
Yeah, a little. It's going first. Checking things out. Best case, he gets the ace. Worst case, one of his teammates mops it up. As for Sixer, yeah, great to have the Kevlar. Even if you secure yourself a couple of kills here, it's going to help out your money, give yourself an extra plus 300.
All the challenges out, and Voxic will find it. There was even an assist to come through from Immore, so the damage done with the Glock at range doesn't help you there.
Yeah, good round. Immore, definitely someone who could just explode out of the gates inside of the server. And actually, Voxic and Xantares being the 2 quietest members on Eternal Fire right now was a little uncharacteristic. They are some of the top-rated players in the tournament. But xFloud, outside of, I think, the first day against Endpoint, his performance has really picked up. Calyx has looked pretty solid as well. Really just is no weak link in this team. Force in from LDLC, and he try to utilize the Deagles as well as the Scout to give this one a crack.
Yeah, we'll see what Maka on the Scout is going to be able to do. The shots echo out now, so Eternal Fire know it's here.
Eternal Fire just fully taking banana control. Are smoked off in the choke point. They still do have xFloud in towards that carpet side, who's rotating through second mid as a bit of a contingency plan. More and more smokes and more players being rotated over towards this B site, so this could actually be a recipe for success for LDLC.
Yeah, lots of util, but the standard set looking to be lined up at the moment. Flashes to go over. We're going to see if the 3-player defense here from LDLC can get anything happening. The D shot starting to whiff on out as the Flame will get the better of Sixer. It's a nice shot out from Maka there, but the overwhelming on toward the site now. Eternal Fire can look to establish a plant. Lambert's still on the other side of the map, and it does look like Hadji is going to go meet him.
Yeah, may as well just save these guns over. Going to be saving next round for LDLC, so it wouldn't be too bad to just take some more firepower into that next round. As for Eternal Fire, keeping things relatively simple, taking that banana control, leveraging that for a bit of a B site here, throwing some high percentage utility just to clear out annoying positions you don't want to deal with. And underrated combo for many, many years now is that molly on new box or on first and second origins in combination with a couple of flashes over the site. Sometimes you do just get kills, people burning alive who can't hear it, like Sixer in that scenario. So too bad. Just no nonsense approach from Eternal Fire nets them a 4-player surviving, and that'll be good for their economy.
Well, I guess we'll see what Lambert and Hadji can do saving over with these pistols. The rest of the team is going to have the similar sidearms to attack. You definitely do expect the save here for them to have the gun round in the next.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great first half for LDLC, but they do still need to close this game. And as it gets closer and closer, there's still plenty more in the tank for Eternal Fire. I mean, like I said before, it didn't really feel like Voxic could get into that first half. Didn't have much of an opportunity to. Xantares has been a little bit quiet. That's scary. It means that, like I said, there's more there for Eternal Fire that they still haven't showed yet. Beat stack not going to be tested this time.
Kind of like to see it, just for the laughs.
What's that?
Running into the B stack here for Eternal Fire.
No, dude, you can't say that. We're in the EPL conference. We're watching some top European teams, some absolute quality squads. I've casted so many years of Asian CS now. Oceanic CS. I've seen them run into the stack. I've seen how that plays out. It's lost its comedic effect. It's just painful now.
well, the pain is kind of a nobody's state right now. Free plant over at this A site for Eternal Fire. For LDLC, I mean, even if they go down, they still do present a purchase in the next round.
Ah, Xantares. Yes, he's hungry. Back 10 in hand. Wants to see how many $600 he can deposit in the bank account.
Those stat padders as well. You know, top-rated player in the tourney so far. That's a great
Even that
flick
was
on
beautiful.
towards Lambert. Where was this on the CT side?
Just
Getting the
doing
vintage
360s.
back. But is he going to fall? That is the real question right now. He realizes the stack is here. But again, more money. Yeah, 2 on the board so far. Come on, go for it. The rest of your squad are going to be coming up banana at the moment. Maybe they steal them away. There's the third, maybe the fourth and fifth.
That was the
fourth.
lineup, and he did get a fourth. That's great. $2,400. Quick maths. Oh, got to be careful about doing that on stream. $2,400 in the bank account. The Mac 10 and the armor more than pays for itself. And as soon as he dies, reinvests immediately in AK and armor. That's beautiful. Eternal Fire just really 100%ed that round. Great job in both the anti-ecos. And it's safe to say they are well and truly back into this game, even after a fantastic half from LDLC. They're really going to have to show us some more on this CT side. Deep mid-smoke in that first gun round.
Well, Maka does have that AWP here as well, so we've seen what he's already been able to do on the T side with it. Can he emulate it on the CT side?
You're looking at Kioz's confidence. What about Emor, man? Straight up banana through all of the utility, looking to try to entry this site.
Yeah, and Kios does have a HE grenade that, well placed, could find a chunk of damage, whilst Emor does start to push up. He even does what Kios was doing to them a little bit earlier on.
Exactly.
Sixer gets the trade, and now Maka is here for the party, and he has arrived in style. Great dress. And the orb dispatch of Calyx, but it slows down a bit.
Yeah, 2 players with that boiler boost. They're looking for the Carpets Lurker. They're like, where is he at? Haven't found him. Oh, this could be so disastrous for LDLC.
As long as they don't make noise, and I'm talking about Eternal Fire, it could go their way. He manages to find one on the trade for Lambert, a little bit of soft damage onto xCloud. They'll transition into getting the plant here, and Sixer, he's not going to be able to dislodge that. There's no kits for them either, so it could be quick onto the retake.
No kit. They're going to have to be quick. Foxy takes the fight. He's going to lose his life as well. It's all onto xCloud. He's wrapping around through Bracket's side. He could find a really nice timing here.
The bomb, if they start to defuse it from Diggity side as well, it could be well placed for them. Maka, you can see he just went for the shoulder shot out in toward the spotting, but now as he elevates himself, he's waiting for a patience from xCloud. Maybe a little bit too early as Sixer baits him in with the tap on the bomb, but it doesn't matter when you're low in HP. xCloud will be able to find that one and retrieve the AWP for Woxic.
Beautiful. Very, very nicely played for xCloud. Like I said before, I mean, the endpoint game was a bit of a slower day at the office for him, but following that game, it feels like he's gone from strength to strength throughout the tournament. On the first day, it felt like he was kind of being a bit of a glorified entry for Eternal Fire. But at least now, in these last couple of games, he's been quite critical. He's been a bit of a closer, if anything. Nice round for Eternal Fire. They're really packing on the pressure on this T side. Half buy-in from LDLC, and we could be evened up at 10 apiece.
A little light usage of the grenades down banana, but no aggression from Eternal Fire, so no damage on that front. Kios gets a bunch of information with the spot, though. It's not going to shift any rotations yet.
No, just leaning back on the smoke. An A stack from the rest of the boys on LDLC. And they keep stacking sides. Surely they're going to get lucky once.
Potentially. Just the prodding out from Eternal Fire. Lots of util still to work with if they want to.
Yeah, and it is just anti-eco 101. Probing the map, using that util to minimize the risk. They've taken Bracket. They've got some control of banana. Start creeping up Dig side.
Yeah, they could be walking into a worry, though. 50 seconds to go. Bit of an anti-flash play from Haji. Any flashes that do come over, I mean, it might be blinding the pit player at the moment, but just waiting for something to happen. Actually, he's on site. xCloud and Woxic managed to find a couple of kills, and they start to whittle away at the stack on this A site. Kios, Six is starting to come in. The lurk that we are seeing from Calyx is not going to be called into arms. So with Sixer and Kios still wrapping around from a different point in time around the site each, does manage to get a little bit more awkward now with 2 frags coming on forwards. They're still game for this. They're still going to see what they can do. Xantares takes that one down. They know where Kios is. It's another shot. The Deagles are making it look all right here, but they do ultimately get shut down in the end.
I just need to keep spectating Kios. Like he's not. It's not like he's lighting the server on fire in terms of frag count, but I think our observer might be a bit of a lucky charm for him. Every time we're spectating him, the man is just like flicking to heads.
Makes it look easy. That's for certain.
Getting a bit dicey though for the boys on LDLC. Money's built up quite substantially for Eternal Fire. Haven't seen too much brilliance on this CT side just yet.
Oh, it's a pixel line. Oh, and the shots are going to come out. Wait.
Yep.
I read the name wrong for a
Alex
second.
got done
The trade's
dirty,
there.
man. Alex got absolutely done dirty.
I feel like this aggression from LDLC. Not a single round yet on the CT side. Side, yeah. He was finding some more too.
Beautiful. More aggression from Kios. Give me more. Absolutely love to see it. You can see Woxic absolutely paranoid that someone's going to be pushing down Banana and catch him with the bomb. xFloud looking for a pick or a rotation off that A site. Dash to bottom Banana going to push Woxic off. Such an awkward scenario and an awkward fight between both these teams.
Again, it's more aggression from Kios. He does get flushed out in the end. 6 are legged up as well as Woxic in return. So a lot of damage starting to come out on this 3-3.
Yeah, good usage of that utility, just bringing the player over the Molotov, flushing out logs. Oh, Hadji, so switched on, man. Beautiful check of that Carpets hold. Does give LDLC that man advantage, but it's just Sixer over here with almost no HP.
Yeah, and this Molotov, if it's placed right from Woxic, it might be able to find Sixer very rapidly as well. It's already been taken down by the Flames previously from here. Lambert's already got the wrap coming in down Banana, and Sixer's not cleared as well. So finally, LDLC get around on the CT side.
Yeah, lovely stuff. And again, I hate to be a broken record, and it's not like he's carrying the server in terms of the fragging count, but I feel like every time Kios is getting in there with that aggression, he's doing a fantastic job, and LDLC is usually picking up the round.
It's nearing reset territory for Eternal Fire. I mean, flip side for that, LDLC with that loss bonus, chunked one down at the moment. Yeah, the crucial rounds. I mean, you let Eternal Fire in, they're gonna take it now.
Oh, the Snana fight. Being sized up. Beautiful pick for xFloud there. Gonna find Maka, who's been one of the more impactful players for LDLC. That's a great nade from Kios.
Yeah, it does put these M4s into a good usage style as well. Some quick shots out. They might be able to find a way back into this round.
Kind of wondering what LDLC is going to be doing. Seems like they want to throw this retake utility set here, so we'll see if Emor and Calix respect that on the low HP that they have.
Oh, some good timing on the Molotov, the Incendiary specifically. I'll keep Eternal Fire at bay. Not pushing for LDLC either, but as I say that, Sixer goes on down, and now he's going to take a bit of a challenge, a bit of a fight. He gets taken down immediately, and this is the overwhelming force of Eternal Fire, ready to equalize things up. Heroes to peek on out. The flash does get him as well. Through it, manages to find one onto Imor, immediately shut down. It's an open site, kind of. Lambert is still lurking around in ruins.
Yeah, fortunately Kios just doesn't really have the timing there. Almost multi-frags, but with one player making it all the way across the barbecue already, he has a tough time of things, and with Hadji in towards jungle side, I say this is going to be a save. Lambert just looking to see if he can find any exits.
Yeah, it's a little bit awkward for him, though, because if he does want to retreat outside CT, he might get caught out by anyone on the Eternal Fire roster who's still lurking around this B site. They will start to make their exit, however. No Ninja defuse, whilst it would be kind of neat to see. There's no kit for Lambert, so now it does shift into that save, and I guess in the next round as well, you know, there is money to work with.
Two saves definitely help out with the loss bonus that LBLC had. They were sitting at that 2.9. Can drop some guns over now, and they're back on that 3.4. Timeout comes in here for Eternal Fire. Interested to see what they're going to chat about. I think they can definitely recognize that Eternal Fire are playing a bit more of a slower style, a bit more defaulty, as is the case a lot of maps on their T side. They really play with running very, very slow T sides where they're running down the clock and waiting for the other team to re-aggress and punish it. And then mix in some of those explosive rounds, like when they're just sending Emor straight up Banana. So, going to be somewhat hard to read for LDLC, but sure they're going to be aware. Did have that deep mid smoke, so there is potential for LDLC to mix in the aggression.
I was waiting for the end of the timeout here to see if we were going to get that AWP to come out for Maka. The option was there for the glass cannon, and that's what they've decided to go with.
Being big with it. Again on this jungle side. Gonna post down middle. Player crossing. Can't quite find the line. Lambert almost misses his head. A repeat with the glass cannon. Just speaks to the confidence that this man is brimming with today.
And the HE grenades, if they're placed on towards Lambert or Maka's location, will immediately take them out, and it gets more worrisome for LDLC.
Ooh, Maka with that smoke up. Almost did bait the player into peeking into Lambert, but it's just the HE need to push him even lower. Oh, here's going to be the brackets bust.
And we'll see if it's going to work out. A great flash on through, but the smoke still is here to provide some cover for Lambert. There's that extra HE grenade that will unfortunately be taking him out. You've still got that defensive structure around the site for LDLC. Sixer, he gets immediately taken out. This is a refreshed Eternal Fire coming into this T side. Hadji, Maka on the site. The flank starting to come through for Kios, but Eternal Fire can wrap here.
They definitely can. Just the Kios on that other side of the map, and with the two players controlling the rotations off of A. In fact, it's just Woxy controlling those rotations off of A. This is a bit of a nightmare scenario for Kios.
His teammates are going to start to need to assist here. Kios is going to start to get crunched on as well. It's just him or to flick straight away. They're going to make sure they clear Banana as well for any lurking CTs that may be there. But I mean, from here on out, you got a 5 versus 2 rounds. It's a very clean one.
Gotta be so tilting playing against Emor. When he's feeling it, that man just appears on your screen and you get deleted. One of those players where it just doesn't feel like there's anything that you can do. LDLC, unfortunately, kind of outmaneuvered in that round. Didn't really have an opportunity to get going. They cut a bit of a corner, trying to go for that aggression down middle. Both Lambert and Maka kind of just got taken out of the rest of the round, you know? They had low HP right from the get-go, and they just never really had a chance to get involved, because in the way the round played out, they needed to re-aggress, or they needed to play an aggressive position. Lambert gets isolated by utility. Maka has to play a little bit more reserved. You can't re-aggress dig side on 20 HP with as much confidence, you know? That's what you really want to be doing in that scenario with an AWP on the A site. You want to try to give yourself multiple opportunities to find those picks, but you just couldn't with the glass cannon and such low HP.
Well, it's looking like another purchase is viable for LDLC here. Lots of money for them to throw in, but they're just going to hedge their bets on the lighter purchase up.
Yeah, there's still legs in this half. Still close. And pistols are great on Inferno CT side. We have seen many times.
Ooh, the failed jump up. We attempt it. Leg out? Nah, HE grenade to come up towards Xantares. Again, more damage straight onto LDLC though.
Yeah, just 6 HP on backup. Eternal Fire. Doing a fantastic job of just minimizing risk with utility when they're running these defaults. Got that banana control. They've controlled carpets. Full A stack now from LDLC.
Silence from them though. Everyone in the server. A little bit of this banana exploration for Eternal Fire, but other than that, no one's really moved too forward.
Still haven't decided exactly where they want to be going. Xfloud getting ready for this brackets take, utility, smoke onto jungle side, and just a pop flash from Xantares. They're not going to invest anything more than that. And the rest of the boys are going to move towards that side of middle. And back to B. Nice little B exit. Going to be an open site for Eternal Fire. And yeah, you see this exit every time against the anti-eco or the half-buys, just clearing all of that left side of the site.
Well, it's the second time now that LDLC have gone for a gamble stack on one of these sites, and it hasn't paid off for them as well.
Yeah. Well, they're going to be able to try to go for some exits and retrieve some weaponry here. Got those 3 rifles already, including the AWP. Couple of pistolers here. We'll see if they save those over as well. I honestly wouldn't mind them trying to play for an exit or something like that. Not because they necessarily want to do damage to Eternal Fire's economy. It's already pretty strong at this point. But just see if they can gimmick themselves an AK, you know, don't have to purchase a rifle in the next round. But it is going to be the full save in a couple of these scenarios on Inferno. It's why people have, you know, some people say they're not as much of a fan on the, of this map, because you can definitely get those rounds where you get the right entries and there's just no way you can get back into it.
I would lean into the category there that I am not as big of a fan of Inferno as a lot of the other maps in the pool and outside of the pool, for that matter.
Well, another gun round here, another crack for LDLC, who are still on that full loss bonus. Eternal Fire, no loss bonus for them, but they've just built up such a fantastic economy, winning a bunch of convincing rounds for themselves. And surely this is now the pressure on LDLC in the context of this series. They're sizing up, losing this first map and going on to a Vertigo, which statistically feels quite unwinnable for them.
Lots of util down Banana once again. Imor stuck between a rock and a hard place. Piers, and a vicious jump from Piers, and he gets punished.
Yep. Another beautiful entry from Imor. He's really taking over on this T side and just applying so much pressure to LDLC. Lambert thinking about that re-aggression. Sixer ready with a flash to send him on the line.
Yeah, this has to be huge for Lambert. Almost a round-winning play, to be honest with you. HE Grenade goes out first, but Eternal Fire falling back.
Yep. Happy to forfeit that Nana control. Still got those two players in towards Carpet side. They haven't taken bracket. Not bad for just those two players to be expecting the re-aggression in a 5-on-4. Foxy getting ready that flash for that bracket side.
Might be well placed for Eternal Fire here as well. The rotation from Maka. He has fled A. It's just down to Hadji.
A site here going to be, it's not actually. Smoke onto Rap side, they're just leaving Xantares to probe over towards jungle and create pressure. They pulled the rotations off of B. Smoke in the choke point for Lambert, but he's the only one on B now, and Xantares starts to creep through Speedway.
Oh, this could be good for Sixer if he shoulders it out. The gun barrel spotted, and now it's on toward Lambert. Does he choose to continue on toward the fight at the entry choke point? He does manage to find one. The second does get the best of him, but his teammate manages to find it. So all in all, it's not too bad. An attempted plant now from Woxic. Sixer's going straight through the smoke to take out the challenge. He's going to be taken down relatively low because of it.
Got to be Woxic here. Aggression into Ruins with that AWP. He could take over this round.
Oh, well, the shots are going to come out momentarily. Sixer shoulders it. They know where the AWP is laying around. Now for his teammates. Oh, it's a big dink on toward Woxic, but it doesn't eliminate him. Hadji starting to creep on through. Maka with the AWP. It's a bit awkward. He's got to go down to a Famis for the remainder of the retake. X-Floud starting to shoulder out. Here's footsteps. They line up for him, and that's going to be another one for Eternal Fire.
Yeah, I mean, if they had dropped that round, I saw in the, you know, I was keeping an eye on the kill feed. All I'll say is there was a flash thrown by X-Cloud. Not sure where it went. I saw that Calix was blind and he got cleaned up, and then another player was also blind who died to one of the LDLC players. So, yeah, whatever that flash was, maybe not great on the timing or where it was thrown, if it was messed up perhaps. But look, all is forgiven. He won the round in the 2-on-3. Nice little two-man spray down. And now LDLC definitely on the ropes. 14's up for Eternal Fire. Emo straight up Banana. Well, yet again, seems like Keos is going to go down immediately.
Yeah, it's a great opener for Immor as well. Now the remainder of Eternal Fire at top Banana. A little lurk for them, but it's sent to rotate straight on through. The aggression from Lambert actually meets X-Cloud.
Yep. What Eternal Fire were holding for before in that last round. Running down the clock. Waiting for that second mid-aggression after losing the first pick for LDLC. They know that the CTs need to dig deep and try to make a play somewhere.
And that play's going to be up at Banana as well.
Oh, Lambert.
The push from Lambert. That's another one on the clock. Now Sixer lined up with the AWP. Takes out Woxic, and things are looking good for LDLC in this one.
Yeah, great recovery. They're getting bullied at Banana by Emor. There's no other way to put it. But the aforementioned man really has found a perfect timing to sneak through onto A here. He could still win this round for Eternal Fire.
And Lambert's looking the wrong way as well. Not even thinking that Imor's going to be here. He's going to play on the side of Trigger Discipline. Oh, the shot. A little bit of damage out. Still finds the frag, but he's got to hold the site for a bit now.
Yeah, you can see he's searching pit. Thinks that there's two players on A. Only now just going to clear things out. Calix has got a smoke for Moto's side. Doesn't even throw it before making it onto the site, but still able to get across and put this bomb down.
This will be a massive 2 versus 4 to come through for Eternal Fire. Much damages everything for LDLC. The creep up starts to happen as well. A multi-dimensional retake to come through from LDLC as Calix goes through the smoke. 6 dispatches of him, and now it's on to Imor. Only good for 1.
Yeah, big for Hachi to come through apps there. Could see that Eternal Fire definitely wasn't ready for that. What a great recovery, you have to say, though. After Imor opens up the round towards that banana side, Lambert digs deep. Seems to be a player who has a great intuitive sense of how to find timings and when and where to push both on the T and the CT side. Just reads the round very well. So a lot of those skills can definitely be seen in the calling and the structure for LDLC, but also being able to put it into play in the server in some critical rounds as well always helps out. But a pause coming out yet again as LDLC, they're going to try to employ the double AWP to close out this game. Eternal Fire, though, as you can see on the bottom left of your screen, so much cash.
Yeah,
they're going to have buys on buys on buys.
And that's a worry for me right now as well, with the change of pace that we've continued to see from Eternal Fire. It's just going to take a little mistake potentially from LDLC, or one gap that Eternal Fire can find to really just steer this away from the CTs and to have map 1 close out for Eternal Fire. You're talking about Vertigo for the next map as well, and yeah, statistically it hasn't gone LDLC's way. I mean, from what we've seen so far in this map, they are putting up a great fight.
I think they need to secure it, though, if they want to have a hope staying alive in the conference. Sorry, as I choke on my own saliva, I just haven't got the basics down. Probably should have learned that maybe 20 plus years ago. But sometimes you're a late bloomer. Well, having some more technical issues for the boys on Eternal Fire, I believe. So I have a bit more time to chat about what's been happening in this game. I think Eternal Fire have been doing a fantastic job for the most part on this T side. It's felt very controlled. Aggression in the early round to be able to contest these key parts of the map. That's what Inferno is all about. Got to take that carpets, the brackets, and the banana, limit that CT side info, and be able to work your way through the mid to late round after that. But yeah, I mean, it feels like Emor's able to just dig deep and take banana by himself for the most part, supported by a bit of util. It always helps out.
Yeah, I mean, a 10-5 halftime scoreline lead for LDLC. Eternal Fire starting to really make that resurgence. They lose one round here and there, but for the most part, they've just blossomed up into this T side. It's looking really good for them. The openings that they've been able to find, even when they've been dropping a couple of these opening frags in the rounds, it's been the quick retakes for them after a little bit of the settling down, the good clearing of the locations. And I mean, 2 versus 4s, we've seen the one so far that looks really good for them around that B side as well. So a couple of slip-ups from LDLC that they'll definitely have to make sure that they're in a circumstance like that again, they do not let drop, because the series can definitely spiral if it happens again.
Yeah, I mean, LDLC have looked pretty resilient. Had a couple of 4-on-5s and disadvantageous situations that they've been able to claw back, even though they've kind of been under the pump, under the pressure of dropping this map here. I wonder what they would be thinking about bringing into Vertigo, because the thing is, like, they don't have a good win rate on it at all. I think they've got like a 10% win rate, but they've played a lot of maps of Vertigo, so it's not like they don't have the reps in there. Just a very, very worrying result in the recent games for them, which, I mean, you just can't argue with that, I think. Eternal Fire looks like a much, much stronger team on Vertigo. And the fact that that map makes it through the veto,
Yeah, it's an interesting one to me. I mean, it's over a month ago, their last victory on this the second map in Vertigo against Sprout as well. So I definitely do agree with you in how that one has been slipped on through. And even, when they have been getting round victories on that map, it's still, not the greatest in terms of the side split. It's just narrowly in front for their CT side, but the confidence still doesn't really bode well for them.
Alrighty, well, it's a beautiful map to look at. Do have A lot of beautiful Italian dishes, which always makes me hungry at this time of the morning. You know, these all-nighters, man.
Yeah, for those wondering, it is 5:45 a.m. here in Australia.
It stimulates the appetite, you know?
Hmm. That menu down second mid. I always kind of wonder, you know, at what time of day do you think you'd look to go towards and what you'd be feeling off the menu? Kind of feel like the caprese right now for me would hit the spot.
Yeah, maybe. Not really a meal, though.
No, it's not, but I mean, a light snack during a cast is probably better than a full meal.
Yeah, that's probably true. I tell you what else, though. Do have a little bit of an extended technical issue, so we are going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we will get to see the conclusion of this epic map of Inferno. Don't go too far, we'll be back soon.
Well, a bit of a quicker one this time to get straight back in toward the game. Eternal Fire do currently lead on map number 1 of this second series. And yeah, really, straight back into it.
Yep, double orb setup. Could be a difference maker for LDLC, and Maka, he's been quiet for a little while, but finally getting warmed up yet again. But look at Eternal Fire straight up jungle side. Emor again with an entry here, but a ton more frags going back the way of LDLC.
Yeah, the flank straight through mid as well to dispatch of Calyx means it is just the 2 for Eternal Fire, and with the bomb in a very tricky position right now as well. It would take some individual heroics from the 2 to get this one back. There goes Santaris, and now Emor falls as well.
Beautiful. LDLC really getting rolling now. That will have been one of a couple in a row. Starting to reduce their loss bonus, but they do have a little bit of money in the back pocket just in case. Eternal Fire. I didn't think these guys were going to run out of money, but we're getting there. Good news is they're getting their loss bonus going as well. It always just makes me nervous when I watch these games, though, and we get to like this 14-13 scoreline, and I'm trying to do the mental maths of like, are they going to have their money broken right on that last round? Conversation for another time, though. Kioz has been getting bullied in towards Banana, but this time he's been able to find the pick. Unfortunately, that AWP duel has not gone the way that you would have wanted this time.
Yeah, you need to see a lot from Hadji right now as well. He might have slipped the net up in toward the window, and he will find Woxix. Now the reposition. We must have heard xCloud. He'll start to clear it out, but he really is stuck currently with the player advantage for LDLC, but the plant goes down.
Yeah, Xantares is over there on the site, trying to speed up the victory in this round. So sharp from Hadji, and now Xantares has got a hell of a task on his hands. He's opened it up well, though.
Yeah, Hadji coming out from on top of the smoke. I think Xantares has seen that one, but he takes the fight against Sixer first, and it's just a bully at the moment. He's trying to navigate, trying to dodge out all of these boards. The smoke provides a little bit of this cover for him, and might actually have worked this quite well. The drop down from Hadji, but they have an idea of where he has repositioned to. Again, through the smoke, manages to take the duel against Sixer, but he gets his head taken off. And Pelski, they're going to be tied up now at 14-all.
Yep. To have that plant coming through, though, to give Eternal Fire yet another beautiful buy coming into this one. But with the 2.9 loss bonus, they're going to spend quite a bit of money reinvesting. And if they don't get a bomb plant in this next one, that could be an opportunity for LDLC to actually secure themselves map point with a broken economy, which is why this round warrants a timeout. It is a very important round. Could be make or break all of that effort from Eternal Fire. Could be all for naught. Was saying it though, Kioz. That's been a big matchup. Him and Emor in towards that banana side. Very, very important part of the map. And if you're winning those duels, it can make all the difference. That last round, just absolute chaos. Fights happening everywhere. But I love the approach from LDLC. I have to say that. Like, they are not backing into their shells under pressure. They were in a difficult situation. It was like 14-10 or something like that. And they've brought it back quite a bit. And they brought it back not just sitting back and trying to, you know, rely on the fundamentals. They brought it back trying to make plays.
And some quick rounds to come out from Eternal Fire as well. Really speedy after the back of that timeout. So it feels like it's working for LDLC, that.
They want to try and take this banana. Control Sixers over there with the other two. Double nade into Olaf position. Beautifully placed right on the broomstick. And Emor is taken out of the equation 5 seconds into the round yet again.
Oh, Xantares is getting caught in the util, and that is just really unfortunate for him. A beautiful position for LDLC.
This could be massive for them. If they pick up this round, Dion, Eternal Fire without a bomb plant, they're going to have like 3K across the board.
Yeah,
that'll be a Galil buy.
Doesn't bode well at all. And the patience now from LDLC, they settle it down. Don't know if Hadji spotted out xCloud. Now he certainly has. It's the brackets control for Eternal Fire.
Is on the line. If anyone puts a toe out of line, they're going to have difficulties. Progression smoke up towards jungle side. Maka Molotovs and pushes forward. No respect being shown.
He slips the gap between that one, but he does manage to find a overzealous Woxic just peeking in toward it. Now it makes it even more difficult for Eternal Fire. The deep smoke down banana locks their retreat away, and this is just funneling them into Doomsday.
Re-aggression again from Maka. They don't want to give Eternal Fire any space at all. LDLC, just an absolute masterclass in that last round. And what a beautiful round to win. I said, look at the impact that had. 2.9k loss bonus for Eternal Fire without a bomb plant is almost a death sentence here. Right on map point for LDLC. Eternal Fire going to have to go down to these Mac 10s. Tech 9 for full utility. They want to go for a Galil. They're going to lack a little bit of head armor there. It's not a great looking buy at all.
No, this is everything you want if you are LDLC. We're kind of talking about which way that they would have to get in toward a series. They had to win Inferno, essentially, and it's Kio's again to start things up, straight down towards mid, and it is just a slaughter of damage towards Eternal Fire too.
Yeah, Maka, he's in a really difficult position, though. I cannot believe he's so aggressive in Boiler with Mac 10s and Tech 9s running at him. Kio's trying to stream back into the A side as well. All of Eternal Fire trapped in carpets and in towards middle.
And that's going to be it right there. Xantares in a 1 versus 4. He's found the first one, but 33 points of HP. The molly will flush him out of Boiler. He's got a couple of seconds to think about how he is going to attack the remainder of this one. But essentially, Pilski, his escape routes are just locked out.
Yeah, with the Mac 10, I mean, I don't know what he's going to be able to do here. Six is that contingency plan, just trying to put himself in the best position possible to stop Xantares from ever thinking about going B. He drops the smoke. He's got the Molotov as well. As soon as he spots out that T, he can just drop that for even more time being bought.
Even if he wanted to try and push his way in towards brackets, if he thinks he has a gap in the timing, Mac is boosted up. You would never expect that at a time like this. Six is just spotting over at Banana. He's got an Incendiary that can even buy more time, but he'll just look to take the fight. The Incendiary, Xantares just gets in front of it. He could have even upgraded his weapon there, but he's putting the focus on getting the plant. Maybe he routes back to it, but that's where the CTs are coming from.
Yeah, I don't think he could have even gotten there, to be honest. Flash onto spawn side. He tries to get back into Banana, but surely the CT's just going to clean him up here in LDLC. What a bloody resurgence. They play so aggressive in those last couple of gun rounds. They play to win. They don't play not to lose, and that's going to net them their map victory here. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see what the analyst desk thinks about that right after this break.